Okay, so I'm back from the company that was going to give me a quotation for the rigging, but unfortunately they were not done yet. But this video is not going to be about rig or sales, it's going to be about communication. But first, let me take you a quick trip back in time to Panama, when I went out to assist Holly after she contacted me.
Hello?
Hey Holly! Back then it was lots of pirate attacks towards sailboats in Panama. So Holly is a smart girl, and luckily she had my number and asked for assistance and did not use her VHF. This ended all good and safe back to SwT Bay.
That's a hilarious comparison from up here.
My reason for showing you this is communication is important, but radio communication is not always the best idea. Some places the only one listening to the radio signals are opportunists and pirates. No worries, I'm not gonna be the one that say, oh, you need this and you need that. I'm just sharing with you what I find important for me to have when I'm out sailing. And actually it doesn't really matter if it's a short or long distance, but of course if you do a trans-ocean passage, some of these things are more important than other crossings. But I mean, I have a fast find, I have a smart find, of course, portable and stationary VHF. I have Iridium GO satellite system with my phone, which I'm going to talk more about, all the others also, and of course my Morse system. No, I'm not going to talk about that. That was a joke. Before I talk about my solutions, I'm just gonna give you an express introduction. First communication you lose is your smartphone, and even though you sometimes can have it 10 miles from shore, it's really not much to base your communication on. And it's pretty much the same story with a handheld VHF. What's left then is your fixed VHF radio station on board, and with the antenna at the mast top giving you everything from 20 to 60 nautical miles before communication to land is lost. And this is the section that I'm concerned about, except from ship to ship via VHF. As a private sailor, you normally have two options in long distance communication: radio based with something called SSB, or a satellite based communication. So my point is, even only bouncing around in the Caribbean, I would not go without a satellite phone. And especially nowadays, as I also experienced my Iridium GO pretty much saved my ass trying to get into Martinique last year. And I'm a big fan of this solution, but there is something that not many are talking about, and that's what I consider as the Achilles of the Iridium GO solution. So the idea with the Iridium GO is it's make a hotspot via Wi-Fi to your cell phone, and it's Samsung, or yeah, I think it's Samsung, but at least I have an iPhone, and you are depending on each other to make it work. And I mean, this is brilliant. This is not, and that's my point. This is the Achilles heel of the Iridium GO solution. Why, you may say? Well, if you ever owned an iPhone, you're familiar with the problem of charging. You probably also experienced that your phone just died without any reason. And if it was even possible to make it worse, try to have this in a humid environment on board a yacht. If you're as clumsy as me, this happens, and I have donated so many phones to Neptune. So what I did, I actually bought extra iPhone that's brand spanking new. I removed all the apps that I don't need there. It's always offline, only online with the Iridium GO. And the Iridium GO with tons of this backup powers goes into my grab bag. And if you're not familiar with what a grab bag is, that's the last bag you grab with you before you evacuate your boat and jump into the life raft. I'm gonna say a few words about Epirb and why I have a life raft later. So to make it possible for friends and family or other sailors to actually be able to reach you on your satellite phone, you need to be hooked up. And that's why I'll leave this on, connected to this one, down below, safe and dry, and it's actually possible to call me without scheduling an appointment. This is the real downside on this solution, as it's not a real sat phone but a hotspot making your iPhone as a sort of a satellite phone. A dedicated satellite phone is much better, but not many sailors can afford two satellite solutions. Even with all its flaws, it's still better than a SSB radio, and I have taken my precautions as well. So one of the reasons I compare this with a SSB radio is because radio is kind of old school. Not only kind of, it is old school. It's definitely not like sending smoke signals, but not that far away from Morse code technology either. In fact, it's the technology my hero Thor Heyerdahl used on his balsa raft back in 1946. Some claims that you cannot go blue water without an SSB. I say wake up and smell not only the millennium, but the even 2 more decades. I mean, seriously, even this is old school. And luckily there are some things going on, and I can promise you for sure, 100%, 5 years from now people will be laughing their ass off this. It's slow, yeah, it has its good sides, but seriously it's not even worth it. But I would never go without it still. Sounds stupid, right? But that's true. Buying Iridium GO today feels to me like buying a DVD player knowing about Netflix, but I still need it. So the thing with the SSB radio is like there's actually no one listening to it. It's like enthusiasts. Yeah, I know there are some places in Bahamas and some places in America they provide some weather forecasts and stuff, but you got that on this. The main reason why I don't want to waste my money on SSB is, first of all, it's a fixed installation on the boat. I mean, if it's already there, okay, keep it, but I would not waste my money on it because it's really difficult to take it with you into the life raft, right? Also, if your boat is going down, electricity is a challenge, and SSB needs at least 25 amps to run. And if you're lucky, someone will hear you. So I would say, like, for me, I would not be comfortable having SSB as my main long distance communication. This has a battery standby, and with additional power supply I can be in touch with the world for at least a week or even 2. And that's my main reason, not only because it's outdated and almost no one's listening to it anymore, but it's also, this is so much better. The SOS button on the Iridium is good, but it's no substitute for an EPIRB. This thing is possible to activate manually and also activates itself automatically. I mean, it's really gone down the toilet if this goes off and I'm not the one that set it off. That means I'm out and the boat is down, and at least someone gets a message that I'm in serious shit. The EPIRB sends an encrypted signal on the emergency frequency with a yacht's name. Depending on the satellite's position and if your device have GPS or not, it can take anything between 20 minutes to 5 hours before your position is confirmed at the nearest JRCC or equal. Positive thing with it is that you're 100% guarantee someone gets your message. The downside with it is that it's a one-way thing. It's only send a beacon that tells your position and that you're in distress and is registered on your boat. EPIRB keeps sending the emergency signal, but only for approximately 24 hours after it's activated. So you will never know if someone actually got the message, and you will not know why or when or how long you have to wait in your life raft or whatever. So that's the downside with it. But with the satellite communication, you can also be in touch with people after this is gone off. And again, I'm not talking about coastal sailing when assistance is only some hours away and VHF most likely would be sufficient. And you can have a communication with the people that's trying to rescue you. And I would like to know if I'm rescued today, tomorrow or even next week. Some have actually stayed for quite a long time in their life rafts, and unfortunately some is never found. So that's one of the reasons I would never ever go without a revised life raft, my Epirb and satellite system, and also a handheld VHF on board, of course on top of all the other safety equipment. So I saved this technology to the end, as it actually also belongs to navigation and safety topics. However, this is still about communication, and I just want to share something you might not think about. The ones not on my offshore life vest I keep in my grab bag, and they work pretty similar to the Epirb. Difference is, instead of yacht name, they are all sending my personal name. Gives me several days of emergency signaling and also redundancy. Best part with these toys, it's no subscription. The smart find is actually an AIS transponder. Its limit is only 4 nautical miles and also only around 24 hours. So I call this my digital fireworks because it puts me on the navigation screen on all ships within 4 nautical miles. So again, I keep one on my life vest and the rest in my grab bag. And it's time to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, I would be very happy to see you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, well, all the best. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.
Singing my